The odds of your existence are 1 in 400 trillion. You beat them. But somewhere on this timeline, there are people who beat the same odds and woke up in hell. Today, that's you. What if hell isn't a place? What if it's just a date on a calendar? Today you will wake up 5 times. Each time, a different body, a different century, a different kind of darkness. You'll have exactly 24 hours. 24 hours to understand what it means to breathe air where hope died before dawn. And then the darkness will take you and throw you further. You're already falling asleep. You open your eyes. Dark. You think it's still night. You think it's just early. You think the sun will rise soon. But the sun will not rise. You're lying on straw. Cold straw, even though your body tells you it's summer. Your fingers remember that summer isn't supposed to feel like this. But frost, real white frost, has drawn patterns on the wooden wall beside your head. In June, you go outside. It's noon. You know this because the rooster has crowed 3 times. Because the old woman at the well is counting the hours on her beads, repeating, noon, noon,
Noon.
like a spell that should bring the sun back. But there is no sky. There is only a gray haze from horizon to horizon, not clouds, not fog. Something else. Something that came from the other end of the earth and settled between you and the light, as if someone drew a curtain between the world and the sun, and no one knows how to open it. This is volcanic ash, an eruption thousands of miles away. You know this. They do not. For them, this is the end of the world. An old man by the church says God has turned away, that the sun has died, that the crops they planted in spring turned black right on the stalk, not from frost, but from something worse, despair. You stand among these people and feel what they feel, a cold that doesn't come from outside, but from within, a cold that settles between your ribs and does not leave. You breathe ash. You see the faces of people who have forgotten how to wait for dawn. The darkness doesn't warn you, it just arrives. The first thing you feel is the smell. Vinegar, rosemary, burning herbs, the scent of an attempt, desperate, almost touching, to mask the smell of something that cannot be defeated. Beneath it, something else. You decide not to think about what. You wake in a wealthy home, oak panels, heavy curtains, a silver bowl with dried flowers on the table. This was a wealthy home 2 weeks ago. Now it is a tomb. You walk to the window. Florence, 1348. A cart moves through the empty street below, bodies stacked without ceremony. The driver doesn't look at them. He looks ahead and repeats his single sentence like a man who stopped feeling it long ago.
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Across the street, a window opens. A hand reaches out, alive, trembling. It drops coins onto the cobblestones below. The driver stops, goes inside, comes out carrying something wrapped in white cloth. Small, very small. You look away. You look at the sky instead. The sky is blue, perfectly, cruelly blue. September Italian sky that doesn't know and doesn't want to know what is happening beneath it. Here is what no one tells you about plague. The most frightening thing isn't death. Death is an ending, and endings, at least, are certain. The most frightening thing is the morning when you wake up and reach for your own throat. Searching, waiting, not knowing. That moment lasts forever. Half of Europe is already gone. The other half is learning how to wait. Something shifts in the air around you, and the world goes dark. You wake to the smell of flour, or rather, to the smell of its absence. The smell of an empty sack that still remembers flour. The smell of a wooden spoon licked completely clean. The field you planted in May is white, not from flowering, from snow. In July, the wheat that was supposed to feed your family through winter lies buried under a foot of snow, and you feel it in your chest, that it will never rise again. Second failed harvest. Money gone. Credit at the store. Gone. One handful of flour left at the bottom of a sack. You saw it this morning when your wife thought you were still asleep. She was looking at it the way people look at a miracle or a verdict. You couldn't tell which. The blizzard is swallowing the path to the neighbors left for the west, the ones who had money for the road. Mount Tambora erupted a year ago on the other side of the world and threw enough ash into the sky to steal the summer from an entire hemisphere. The volcano doesn't know about your flower. The volcano doesn't know about your children. You stand on the porch. Snow falls. July. And the only question left, the one that makes this worse than cold, worse than hunger, is this: will it stop? Or has winter decided to stay forever? The darkness finds you standing there, still waiting for an answer. You don't wake up to this sound. You wake up inside it. It was there when you fell asleep. It will be there when you die. The artillery at Verdun didn't stop for 8 months. 8 months the earth shook. 8 months men lived inside the noise like living inside another body. You are in a trench. The floor is not earth. It is the history of earth. Layers of mud, rotted wood, and things you make a decision not to examine. You're standing in it up to your knees, and your legs stopped feeling like yours some time ago. They belong to the trench now. The water in the shell craters is black. The sky is steel, not gray, but industrial, like the ceiling of a factory that will never close. There are no trees. There were. The shells took care of that. You look out over the edge, no man's land. That's what they call it. It's the only honest name anyone has used in this entire war. The soldier beside you, younger than you, takes out a letter, reads it slowly. The edges are worn soft. He's read it 100 times, maybe more. You can tell by the way he holds it, not to read the words, just to hold something that came from somewhere else. He doesn't know the order is coming today. You do. And the strangest thing, the thing that will stay with you, isn't the mud, isn't the sound. It's the waiting. 24 hours of knowing and not being able to say a word. Standing in the mud while a man reads his letter for the 101st time. The mud holds you like it owns you, like it already knows the ending. And in that second, the darkness takes you, fast this time, like it's been waiting. You open your eyes. White ceiling. Your ceiling. Blanket on your shoulders. Warm coffee somewhere downstairs. Outside, sun. Ordinary, boring Tuesday morning sun that you haven't noticed in months. It's just there. It's just shining. You don't move. Not yet. Because you want to keep this. The exact weight of the blanket, the exact warmth of the room, the exact sound of nothing being wrong. You know something now that you didn't know yesterday. No era lasts forever. No darkness either. But also, no morning is guaranteed. 400 trillion to 1. You won. Don't forget that.